Let's go ahead and start laying out our track. First order of business we're going to do is actually let's go ahead and just move this pattern. I think we'll just put it here for now, and then we'll start building the break, and then we'll move the drop later into at least where it needs to be. First, we're going to get our break portioned out though. So these first 16 bars, you can tell by this little line here how many bars we are. This is all going to be DJ intro, so I'm going to keep that open for a pattern we're going to introduce a little bit later. But for these first 3 phrases, from 17 to about 40, that's going to be all break. And we'll obviously, I think we'll cut these. Actually, we'll just do it now. We'll take the keys out, put it in its own pattern. And I'm just going to use function F2 to rename this piano for the visual cue. Then I'll say, okay, so we'll start with the piano here. And then we'll introduce all the elements here. And then we'll do some sort of build up. We'll work on that part a little bit later. But for this section, right after that, will be the drop. And do I want 3? I think 2 should be good. And then we'll introduce the break again. Have a little 2 bar break. Or a space in between the drop and the break. Introduce the break. And then I think we'll do final drop here. So that we're about 2 minutes 55 seconds. Okay, and then the next 2 phrases over here will be the outro. So let's go ahead and create the intro outro part. Actually, so we'll just go ahead, cut these claps, put them into their own pattern. Claps, kick, or that pattern 3. Let's rename this kick, and then we'll take out the hi-hats and rename the new pattern hi-hat. Now we'll go ahead and draw in the DJ intro and outro. So these 16 bars here will be a little section that comes before kind of the main part of our track that allows the DJ to mix in our track. I mean, these aren't necessarily required, but if you're planning to have your track played by big time guys, and or you want to play it yourself in a DJ set, these are usually pretty helpful, but you can get away with not doing it if you so choose. It's just best practice to do this. And I'm going to slide everything over 2 bars here, as I'm going to have like some sort of down sweep, and then I'll sweep into the break. So it's not just a sudden transition, it's a little bit more. There's a little bit more time between one section and the other. And then from the final part, drop here, we'll have 2 bars of outro. And yeah, so total run time, extend it out a little bit because we want a little bit of air. This will be about 3 minutes and 34 seconds, so that's looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. So we pretty much have everything segmented out. We'll have our DJ intro, have the break, first drop, we'll like fade out from the drop into the second break, and then this will be the second, and then the build up, second drop, outro. That should be a good structure. So now let's go ahead and cut. And I'm going to go ahead and give different elements their own channels. That way we can segment them out in a way that they're not all introduced at once. They're introduced over a given period of time, so the track feels like it's building towards something. And there's more you can do to keep the audience interested overall. So before we're done that with the piano, actually going to introduce the claps right here. Yeah, so we'll introduce the claps in the second part. So we'll just do like a kick. Introduce the claps later. Just have the claps play out here. Oop. Just like that. Grab the hi-hat, and you know what? We'll go ahead and play it the whole time for the DJ intro. Man, I swear I can speak and produce at the same time. So we get the hi-hats there. Oh, I turned down the reverb a bit on those claps. Don't want to feel that wide. And, ooh, I think we want some reverb on that piano too. I might want to change. Okay, timbre-wise, that looks keys are looking very good. I think we're going to preemptively throw a little bit of sound goodizer on these. Get on this keys, give it a little bit of brightening. Oh, and we forgot to assign this air to its own channel. Go ahead and do that. Do it to the break chords. We should go ahead and put it. Yeah, break chords should be good. And give the break chords some reverb. Turn down the air a bit. Reintroduce the claps and the hi-hats. That's what we had to take those out. Introduce the hi-hats in the second part. Claps in the first part, or pretty much throughout the whole drop. We'll do a little build up here. So we'll just take like the first bar, the piano, and just chop it, make it faster. To do all this crazy clicking, I'm just holding Control, left clicking to select, holding Shift, left clicking to duplicate, right clicking out to deselect, and I'm just repeating this process over and over again. Like a crazy man. Oh, take that out. Also, sound effects are super helpful for creating build-ups. Pro tip. And select. And in terms of how I know build-up wise what bars I'm supposed to be doubling, it seems like about, so you start with every 4 bars, if you notice here. 4 bars, okay, 1 pattern, 2 bars, and then 1 bar here. You could do 1 bar here. I'm going to take 1 bar here, and then I'm just going to take everything out, and then maybe have like some vocal chop, like drop the broken bass or something like that, because we're going for Martin Garrix's track here. So we'll leave a little spot for whatever vocal chop we do there. And then blah, blah, blah. Goes into the drop. And obviously, the drop's a little bit underwhelming right now, so I think we'll do some automation to the bass to make it feel like it's moving a little bit more. And I think we were saying that air needs to not come on the 1, so move that over. And then I think for this section we'll also need some sort of like clap to help carry it. So we'll introduce a new one using the Lenhart claps. Do a 4 on the floor. Assign it to its own channel. Give it some reverb. Turn the brakes down to bottom. I think I'll introduce the claps 4 bars early. And then we'll do the build up again. I'll just copy this all over. some sort of drop sound. And we'll need to reintroduce all the percussion over here. So that should be pretty much our basic layout for now. In the next section, we'll work on making some elements for the DJ intro and outro. Maybe we can tease them a little bit within the main part itself. And then from there, we move on to filling out the rest of the track, just adding in sweeps, effects, other things to make these breaks a lot more interesting than just piano and some saws and the occasional drop.